Hi everyone, Emerald here, and today we're going to be talking about the new Nintendo Direct. Now, to me, there were a good amount of games in there. There was a few heavy haters in the Nintendo Direct, but some of it felt bland and a bit boring, if I do say the least. What I mean was, there was way too many RPGs to count, an annoying amount of Animal Crossing type games and harvesting farming type games. And there were an excessive amount of remakes for old games. Like, bro, I didn't see a single original game in there. I mean, yeah, there's another Fire Emblem, and even though I could literally care less about the Fire Emblem series, the new Fire Emblem is looking pretty cool though. So with all that said, let's get right into the video now. Right now, I'm only gonna be focusing on the boring parts of the Nintendo Direct because it would be way too much to go into the actual meat and potatoes of the Nintendo Direct. So starting off with Exhibit A, farming. So according to my accurate Vegeta type calculations, I have managed to gather up a whopping amount of 6 farming games. I'm pretty sure like 10 RPGs, and I think probably 8 remakes or maybe more. I don't really know. I'm not too big on the subject, but what I know is there's way too many games that are just not it, man. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. There was Bayonetta 3, the Splatoon 3 trailer, Breath of the Wild, uh, Kirby, um, Breath of the Wild. It's to the point where Sony somehow did much better than Nintendo managed to do. Nintendo came out with games like the new Yakuza, God of War Ragnarok, a whole bunch of other games that I forgot the names to. Tekken 8. And Nintendo sitting here. Oh, you can play a farming JRPG game. And you could fly boats and stuff. For prime example, we have a video from Video Game Donkey here who will give you more information on why Sony did better.
Nintendo, you better have something good. Here, you'll manage a farm passed down to you by your father. Restore and expand your farm as you nurture crops. Farming.
There is example number 1 in Exhibit A. Fighting games versus farming games. So I'm pretty sure we're all hyped up for Tekken 8, right? Super cool fighting, most likely new characters, returning characters, new concepts, new stages, a whole bunch of stuff that could be really, really fun. While Nintendo's sitting over here, it's not much, but it's honest work looking. And it's just not looking good for you, Nintendo. It's not looking too good. I'm gonna be honest. The Nintendo Direct was good in some places, but to say this Nintendo Direct is not looking too good right now, Nintendo. No cap. Alright, now on to the next part of Exhibit A. Let me just get the emote ready. RPGs. Now, I'm pretty sure you know that there was like a million stupid RPGs being pasted right onto the Switch. And I don't know if I'm really right on this or anything like that, but I but well, these are just my thoughts. I think Nintendo has just been overhyping the most basic, bland, and overall boring RPG games. Like, honestly, I could literally care less about Octopath Traveler 2. I could literally care less. I have no thoughts about playing Octopath Traveler 2. I really do not care. And if you're gonna hate me for not liking that game, go ahead, do so. Because personally, to me, I think that game is straight trash. I honestly think it's just boring and bland and more boring. Yeah, there are some RPGs that Nintendo showed off that were pretty good, but the ones they showed off in this direct, oh no, 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 no. Oh, and I definitely cannot forget our what was supposed to be a different subject, but it's only one thing. So I'll just put in a tiny little sprinkle of something that was also useless in the Nintendo Direct. Take a look at this.
The next free update for the Nintendo Switch sports game will add golf. This free update launches this holiday. Huh? I'm so confused. What is happening?
As a result of that mini part of a video I found, you can see another person who is fed up with Nintendo's Nintendo Direct malarkey. Moving on, or going back to the other subject, let's get back into the RPG part of this video now. Let's go. Okay, so please do not get mad at me for this. I just wasted so much time because the RPG category I was gonna talk about, I already talked about. I already talked about most of the RPGs. Yeah. So with all that said, I guess I'm just gonna move on to Exhibit B. This is gonna be a really lazy video because I'm just not up to it right now. So Exhibit B. Okay, so now we're moving on to Exhibit B. Missed. Wait, what? Hold on. How many times am I gonna have to tell myself that I need to write a script? Okay, so now we're on to Exhibit B. Missed chances. These are shots that Nintendo went for and missed. So basically, I'm just gonna say this now. What about F-Zero, Metroid, Mario, hell, Sonic? I mean, I know there's gonna be something for Sonic Frontier, so I'm not really gonna say too much about that. But what about Animal Crossing? Hasn't had any updates for about a good while, and the game's just extremely boring now. I only play this game just so I can get my videos done, and also so I don't show my face. Because once again, I'm not showing my face until 20 subs. Yeah. So basically, instead of making multiple remakes of old games, they could have just taken those games and given them at least a sequel, because all of these are just remakes of older games when once again they had the choice to make a whole nother game based off of those old games. What were they thinking? I mean, yeah, everything's not going so well for them. It's not easy to port certain things on the Switch. And I was hoping that we would be able to get online play for a Hat in Time on the Switch, but nah, because I know it can't handle something like that. Which also means that the Switch is kind of bad because if it can't handle online play for a certain game, but it can handle online play for many other games, that means that the Switch's functionality is decreasing more and more. There are like most likely 100 games, over 100 games that are online play on the Switch and they work perfectly fine. So why couldn't they do the same for Hat in Time on Switch? Why could they only do it for PC? Why not console? I mean, come on. I'm not trying to say that it would be the easiest thing in the world, but it could at least be possible.
Generation
For
continues anew.
example,
Remaster of Tales of Symphonia is coming to Nintendo Switch. The world of Silverond is controlled by shadowy forces called Decians. To stop them, a person known as the Chosen
up and here goes the front mission remasters. And there's basically 3 remasters off of these games. So basically, there's gonna be 3 whole remasters. So that's making 4 already. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be the end of the video. I only had enough energy for 2 exhibits. And frankly, I just don't have the power to go through all. I just don't have the power to talk about a whole entire Nintendo Direct in one sitting. Like, do you know how annoying it is to have to use my pillow as a setup? And the fact that I'm using a phone screen to record and a Switch that has a water damaged screen. You know how difficult that is? It's not easy. It ain't easy. Especially when there's a chance where the Switch could fall and mess up my entire recording. Anyways, with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subs, all the likes, all the views. Thank you. Thank you for all of that. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.